Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Little update on AMC. All right, so if you were here on the stream, the rally stream that we had yesterday, I talked about the stairs we have to take to reach the targets and the levels that we mentioned, right? So the point of interest, it tends to rally about 70% if it does hit on all the boxes, the little windows that we have tracking. It's about 70%. And I showed you guys this using the ROC indicator, okay? So let's edit this real quick. Okay, we're going to do the 13-day window. And that's going to split it up for us right here on the daily chart, obviously, because that's 13 days. Okay, so this is going to show us that on the points of interest that happened here, we're going to pull up the cycle points of interest, okay? And on these green ones, okay, the ones that are positive, we had at least a 70% move. Everything else is pretty flat, goes up 30%, 20%, and so on, right? The inverse ones, same thing. You're not going to see that because they went down. And remember, when you are shorting or when you're looking at percentages to the downside, the max you can get is 100%. With upside, it's infinite. Okay, that's why it's not going to be displayed the same way here. Now, we are about there's 4 days left on the point of interest here, and we already started to see that volume kicking in yesterday. But today is a breather day, all right? It's a breather day. We came very close to the pink curve on the spots indicator. You guys know how this works. Every time we come close to it, there's a little bit of resistance. So if we look back here in January, we had the same thing. All right? Comes close to it, and then you have 1 day, well, actually 2 days, crosses 2 days, and then it starts to go. So we're getting very close. We just touched it yesterday and then got rejected today with the market. But because the market's turned around after FOMC, I see a continuation here. AMC still looks very strong to me. If you look at the micro chart, okay, what is AMC still doing? It's still respecting these levels of support, all right? So with the spots indicator, you're also going to have a smooth average here, and you can draw the ascending support trend line. It still works the same way. All right, so we are bouncing right now. What I want to see is a continuation. So going into Friday, really, so the next 2 days, I want to see a continuation here. And the targets, so the price targets we talked about, 70%. This is why I'm going to pull up the 4-hour chart. And I'm trying to go quick here, guys. I don't want to take forever on this video, but want to cover everything that we talked about yesterday on the stream, so you don't have to watch a 2-hour stream, right? Okay, so the spots indicator, we talked about the blue spot. The blue spot is once you cross it with the smooth curve, on average, we have a 20% push. All right? So remember, for a point of interest to be active, it has to go up at least 70% because that's what we've seen in the past. So that's what I consider an active point of interest. So all of these, blue spot, 65%, 30%, 60%, 25, 22, 20. So the last three we had were about 20%. Right now, we have about 12%. So we still have a little bit to go. And this is a correlation I'm talking about, guys. This is the beginning of the year. Okay? So since January, all blue spots have been bullish. All of them have gone up at least 20%. And if you really take the average of everything here, it'd be about a 40% push here. So even if this point of interest was to be like an inverse one or one that's just flat, I mean, we should at least still see a 20% push to that 550 level, okay, regardless of everything else we talked about. Now, obviously, I want to see a continuation. I want to see this be that positive point of interest because the cycle right now, and this is where we pull up the macro chart. So we go on the daily, bring back the POIs. And I just touched base on this on the last video. I didn't go too deep into it, but let's bring it back. So the correlation right now from the moment January started, right? Because the cycle still hit in November. And I believe that was the start of things, but it lingered on for a little bit, and then I think the cycle with most stocks really kicked in January. So if we do our little code here, right? We have one positive cycle, one inverse, one positive, and then 4 inverse. And same thing right here. After this algorithm goes through, you can tell it makes this sort of arc pattern setup. It resets, restarts, and then you have the same thing. You have a positive one that's flat, positive one, and then 4 that are inverse, okay? And then right here, we're expecting this to be a positive one. We want to see at least a 70% push. All right, so real quick, let's talk about the levels. It's based on everything right now. The market is also about to peak. Remember, on these volatility windows, usually the market peaks towards the end. So let's bring it over SPY. And man, SPY has been killing it lately. But as everything comes up, it does come down. All right. So this is the thing with the market. Okay, what happens on these POIs, right? AMC peaks, and then as soon as it peaks, they take the opportunity. So the algorithm takes the opportunity with these small cap stocks to short them with the pressure of the market. So another reason why I believe things are ran by an algorithm, because what are the chances, right, that why is AMC not going higher and higher and higher when the market is coming down, right? So market peaks, and then the correlation is everything else falls with it. Same thing right here. Market peaks on the POI, everything else runs with it. Okay, and since these are flat, well, so was the market. The market was just basically trading sideways once it hit this bottom, right? It was choppy as heck. You did not have a pretty drastic push on really any of these. Okay, most of them were pretty flat, and AMC remained flat as well. So now that volatility is kicking in and you're starting to see the market rip here, I think the same thing is going to happen. You're going to see the market probably peak in the next few days, and that's going to take AMC probably down with it. But first, we need to see some kind of rally, right? And this is the stare I'm talking about, because this is the macro stare we're talking about, not the micro. That if we come up to the $8 range or the $7 range, AMC is going to hit resistance. If it gets rejected and the markets start coming down, that's going to be the first level here. Now we can zoom out and see what the actual chart is telling us and what it's doing, right? So this to me looks like a triple bottom setup with an ascending support trend line. So what we're doing is we're just bouncing off these higher lows, okay? And it, technically is that triple bottom setup. If you flip the chart, you're going to see the same thing. It's a triple top. Now, I'm going to show you guys one pattern that I think you can kind of compare to this, not using it in the same way that you normally would with, I'll just show you guys the pattern instead of, all right. So the pattern is going to be inside AMC, and it's back here in August. All right, so this is a triple top, but watch this. All right, we're going to take it like that. We're going to flip it. And I just want to show you guys. Actually, no, we're not going to mirror it. Flip it like that, yeah. A similar kind of a setup here on the macro chart. Right, so this is, and again, these are not meant to be, I'm not trying to take this chart and show you where the levels are going to go, because some of these do not hit the same way. And you guys know what I said with fractals. A lot of these do tend to stray away at some point. So at least we could look at the setup down here, the triple top. If you zoom out, you inverse the chart. Let's go on the 3-day for this. Okay. And then you can see the similarities at least from this point on. So once it comes in December, and this is the part that's pretty crazy, right? The algorithms tend to sort of shift and then restart based on option expiration dates. So what happens every year, right? After leaps, okay, you basically have a reset in some of these longer term contracts. So same thing here. You come in, creating that triple sort of top setup, and now AMC is trying to climb back up here. And you can see this does that here in June, right? Does it in June, and the lingering effect is what we want to see. So we want to see volatility kick in, and then we want to see this linger on for a little while to meet up with the other targets we talked about going into the point of interest in August. So easy steps, guys, easy steps. But right now, I think things are looking pretty good. I still don't see any signs of a rejection. If I did see them, I would tell you. But right now, I think AMC is looking pretty good. Again, if we see a continuation, if we rally again, you're going to see me live on the channel. So make sure you guys subscribe, you like this video, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. All right, bye-bye.